Marco, it's a Megalodon.
Meg.
What is up, Flick fans, and welcome back to my channel. I just saw The Meg. So The Meg is directed by John Turtletop and stars Jason Statham in the lead role.
It also stars a giant freaking shark.
And I have a lot of things to talk about when it comes to this movie, but I just reviewed Crazy Rich Asians. That is on my channel right now, and this weekend, hopefully, I have a lot of reviews coming out for you guys, potentially 2 Netflix movies tomorrow. I want to see Slender Man and Black Clans, but just stay with me because we got a lot of content to push out.
And I'm still working on my question and answer video.
So if you guys don't know how my reviews work, I like to talk about the good, the bad, and then give you my score. Let's get into The Meg. I'm just going to keep pronouncing it in different ways. So, The Meg, starring Jason Statham. The first 20 minutes of this movie, ooh, the camera's shaking. The first 20 minutes of this movie, it's actually very promising. There were a lot of things that I liked. I'm like, okay, this is setting up a really cool B-movie premise, and I'm liking where the direction's going, and it's exactly what I saw in the trailer and I wanted from the movie, and then it's just, well, we'll get into that in a second, but Jason Statham, the guy always kills it. Every movie I have ever seen him in, even the movies that I don't like, it's never a problem with his performance. And once again here, he has some great scenes, some great moments, some things that I really enjoyed about his performance and his character. Not that the script that he was given was great, but he manages to elevate that and do a good job with what he was given. Another character that I like, it's the little girl. And a lot of the times, I like to complain about the kid actors and whatever. Actually, more recently, I haven't been as much, but this little girl, she does a really good job. She is cute, she is funny. Her relationship, especially with Jason Statham, works very well. She's one of the better actors in the movie, so. And as cheesy and stupid as the one-liners were, there were a couple where I was like, okay, that worked there. If this movie took place in the 90s, the first 20 minutes, of course, then I would have been so on board with it because it's exactly what you want from a 90s action movie with CGI and special effects. It's just a lot of fun, and that's what the beginning of this movie was. It set up a premise that I was on board for. On board, that's a pun. And then... Okay, I know this is the negatives, but listen, the shark looked good. I liked elements of the shark, but when it comes to what the shark did on screen, it was very disappointing. I didn't really find myself thrilled with anything that The Meg was actually doing. Now, there were a couple of scenes that made me jump, and I didn't expect to, and I liked that. The element of surprise is always good, even though I don't love jump scares, but in a movie like this, I think it works. But there are some scenes that are just put together so horribly and poorly and just not climactic whatsoever. It's like, oh, there's the shark. It's gonna miss the boat, and it's not gonna kill anyone. It barely eats anyone, and when it does, you just see like the outline of when it's eating somebody. Why was this movie PG-13? There is no blood. There is no excitement. You see one limb, limbs, arms, legs. You see one in the entire movie, and it's just a shot. Oh, there's an arm. Was that it? I'm not saying I wanted this bloody and gory shark murdering and eating people alive kind of movie. No, but if you're going to give me a B movie with sharks eating people, at least put a little blood. That's the problem with the rating. It was PG-13, and yes, it wants to appeal to kids and families and friends, and I understand that. There was a lot of people in my theater, but they were laughing at parts where you shouldn't have been laughing at the movie, laughing during very serious moments, and I think that's kind of the point of a B-movie, I guess, but this movie leaned way too heavily on the serious moments. It tries to give you this emotion when you just don't feel like it's earned with what they've given you from the characters so far. It's like you're going to dive into this character's backstory and get me to care about them, right? No, they don't do that, but character number 4 randomly dies, not even by the shark. A random character, not a random character, but a character that you have been following dies, not from the actual shark. First off, huge missed opportunity, and then they expect you to care about, oh my god, I've loved you so much, blah, blah, blah. We don't care. Move on. Go to the next scene. I could care less if that random character died. The only character that I would have cared about was the little girl and Jason Statham. The guy's, he's like the big action hero of the story. There are things that he does in this movie, and I'm not going to fault that because it was pretty cool, and how he actually takes certain things out in the movie, that was cool as well. I just couldn't find the right balance and tone, man. That's one of my biggest issues with a couple of movies this year. It's just not the right tone, and then when it does find the right tone, it starts to be super inconsistent throughout the movie. Another negative that I have, some of the actors and actresses in here, they're not good. And yes, the dialogue is bad. Some of the lines and the character exchanges are absolutely horrible. Every time one would happen, I'd look at Madison and then look back at the screen. That happened like 20 times throughout the movie. But Bing Bing Lee, some of the line delivery that she had, and yes, it's partially the dialogue, but she just, it wasn't good. Winston Chow, I didn't love his line delivery. Ruby Rose, I've never really seen her in a movie that I've necessarily liked her, and this has nothing to do with the Batgirl news. I think she'll be okay in that role because I heard she's great in Orange is the New Black and she's good in John Wick, mostly because she doesn't say a word, but I've not really liked her in anything else. She's bad in this movie. No, she's bad. Bad line delivery and a partially bad script. And you can get mad at me all you want, but she's not good. And there are a couple of characters, at least Jason Statham is believable when he's saying some of these horrible lines. And he does it in a way where you're like, wow, you would have been the perfect 90s or even 80s action star, and you're doing it in this movie. Guys, I don't want to spend all day on this movie, and I'm sorry if you expected me to give this thing a higher score. I hate that, but sometimes you just have to be completely honest, and that's why I'm going to give The Meg a 44%. And I'm giving it a 44% because there are things in there that I like, but they were just overshadowed by the fact that it was so underwhelming in the premise and the entire aspect of the plot. Nothing really worked for me in this movie, but it's fine if it worked for you. Today's comment spotlight comes to me from a longtime commenter, Liam McKinnon. He says, great review, Austin and Madison. He said, our passion about the movie almost got him to buy a ticket to Christopher Robin. Almost. Thank you for almost going and leaving that comment. As always, we appreciate everything you guys do. All of the comments, the thumbs up, everything. Stick around for this weekend because I have a lot more coming at you. You are the absolute best, and I will catch you later.